As the first whispers of winter's fury blanketed the city in a relentless cascade of snowflakes, David Morrison gripped the steering wheel of his sleek black sedan, his mind racing toward the sanctuary of home after a grueling day at Morrison Tech. At 33, he'd clawed his way to the top, turning his consulting firm into a powerhouse that commanded respect in boardrooms across the state. But success came with a price. 2 years post-divorce, his sprawling suburban house echoed with emptiness, a hollow reminder of dreams deferred. Tonight, though, fate had other plans. Something caught his eye through the swirling white veil, a lone figure at the bus stop, curled protectively around a tiny bundle. He eased off the gas, his urgent drive home forgotten in an instant. The woman was young, mid-20s at most, her blonde hair matted and glistening with melting snow. She clutched what looked like an infant to her chest, her thin coat doing little to fend off the biting chill that seeped through the air like icy fingers. Shivers racked her frame as she shifted, desperately trying to shield the baby from the storm's assault. David idled across the street, his heated leather seats a stark contrast to her plight. His business-honed instincts screamed caution, strangers meant complications, risks, potential liabilities. Why get involved? But a deeper pull, something raw and human, tugged at him. The vulnerability of it all, the mother and child against the elements, stirred a compassion he'd buried under layers of corporate armor. With a deep breath, he parked and stepped out, the cold slapping his face like a wake-up call. Approaching slowly, hands visible to avoid alarming her, he called out softly over the wind's howl. "Excuse me, miss. You okay out here? Looks like you could use a hand in this mess." She lifted her head, her eyes, hazel flecked with exhaustion, meeting his. Weariness etched her features, the kind that spoke of battles fought in silence, day after grueling day. I'm waiting for the bus," she murmured, her voice barely cutting through the flurry, laced with doubt that any bus could truly rescue her. David nodded, glancing at his watch. "How long?" "The snow's piling up fast, no buses in sight for the last 20 minutes I've been watching." Her composure cracked just a fraction, lips trembling as she glanced down at the fussing infant. The schedule said 8:15, but... She trailed off, pulling the thin blankets tighter around the baby, who let out a soft whimper that pierced the night like a dagger to David's heart. He could see it now, the quiet desperation, the fierce determination to hold it together for her child's sake. This wasn't just a mistride, it was survival mode in overdrive. "I'm David Morrison," he said, extending a gloved hand. "I don't mean to butt in, but you two look frozen solid. My car's right there, heated seats and all. Let me give you a lift wherever you're headed. No strings attached." She studied him, weighing the stranger's offer against the storm's merciless grip. Trust didn't come easy in her world, he could tell, but the baby's cries were growing insistent. "I'm Sarah," she replied at last, her voice gaining a touch of resolve. "This is Emma, she's 4 months old." David smiled warmly. "Pleasure to meet you both." "Seriously, Sarah, where to?" "I promise, I'm just a guy trying to do the right thing on a night like this." Her gaze dropped, voice softening to a near whisper. "The women's shelter on 5th Street. They might have space if I make it by 9. David's chest tightened like a vice. Homeless. With a baby. In this Arctic blast. The pieces clicked into place, painting a picture of hardship that made his own loneliness seem trivial. "That's a 40-minute bus ride in good weather," he said gently. 15 by car. "Come on, let's get Emma out of this freeze before she turns into a snow angel." Sarah hesitated, then looked at her daughter, whose tiny face scrunched in discomfort. Maternal instinct won out. "Are you sure? I don't want to be a burden." "No burden at all," David assured her, helping her to the car. He draped his suit jacket over Emma as an extra layer, the luxury fabric a makeshift shield against the cold. As they settled in, the sedan's warmth enveloped them like a comforting embrace, steam rising from their damp clothes. The drive unfolded in tentative conversation, the hum of the engine a backdrop to Sarah's story. She was a registered nurse, specialized in pediatrics, laid off when her clinic shuttered amid budget cuts. "I'd been crashing with a friend," she explained, rocking Emma gently in the back seat. "But her boyfriend, he didn't want a crying baby around. Kicked us out this morning." David's grip on the wheel tightened. "That's rough. You've got interviews lined up, though." She nodded, a spark of hope flickering. "A few. But it's tough, showing up polished when you're bouncing between places, no steady childcare. I love what I do, though. Helping kids through scary times, being there for families. It's everything." David glanced in the rear view, moved by her resilience. Here was a woman fighting tooth and nail, not for glory, but for her daughter's future. Pediatric care. That's noble work. The world needs more people like you. By the time they pulled up to the shelter, the line snaked out the door, families huddled in the snow, faces etched with the same quiet despair. A harried staffer announced they were full, only a handful of spots left. Sarah's shoulders slumped, defeat washing over her like the falling flakes. Impulsively, David turned to her. "Sarah, listen, my place has a guest room. It's warm, safe. Just for tonight, for Emma's sake." Her eyes widened, surprise mingling with suspicion. "That's incredibly kind, but I can't. We just met." He pressed on, sincerity in every word. "I get it. But I live alone in a house that's gathering dust. No ulterior motives, just hate seeing you two out here. I can give references from my firm if it helps." After a long pause, weighing the risks, she nodded. "Okay. One night." David's home was a testament to his success, modern lines, high ceilings, but it felt sterile, unlived in. He showed her the guest suite, stocked with fresh towels, toiletries, even a makeshift crib from spare cushions. "Kitchen's stocked, help yourself. Make yourselves at home," he said as Emma drifted off, her tiny breaths filling the room with peace. What started as emergency aid stretched into days. Sarah aced her interviews, her determination shining through. David, meanwhile, found joy in the chaos. Emma's giggles echoing through halls once silent, shared meals where stories flowed like wine. One evening, as snow gave way to clearer skies, Sarah beamed over dinner. "David, I got the job at Children's Hospital. Start Monday." He raised a glass. "That's fantastic. Proud of you." She continued, "Found an apartment too, affordable, but move-ins in 2 weeks. Mind if we stay a bit longer?" David's heart skipped. He dreaded this, not out of annoyance, but attachment. "Sarah, having you and Emma here. It's been the highlight of my life these past years. The house feels alive again." She tilted her head, curiosity piqued. "What do you mean?" He opened up, vulnerability cracking his CEO facade. "Coming home to smiles, helping with Emma's feedings, hearing about your day, it reminds me life's not just deals and deadlines. It's connection." Her eyes softened, seeing the man beneath the success. "David, are you saying you want us to stay?" He nodded. "Permanently. Not as charity, as family. If that's what you want to." The days blurred into weeks, then months, their bond deepening like roots in fertile soil. David dove into fatherhood with gusto, learning the art of burping and bedtime stories. Sarah brought warmth to his world, her laughter banishing the shadows of his divorce. They navigated challenges together, job stresses, teething nights, but each hurdle strengthened them. Emma thrived, her chubby cheeks and curious eyes a daily delight. 6 months on, in the glow of their living room, David watched Sarah feed Emma, wedding plans scattered on the coffee table. Spring nuptials loomed, a celebration of love born from one stormy night. "Ever think about that bus stop?" he asked, voice thick with emotion. She smiled, Emma cooing in her arms. "Every day. How one act of kindness flipped our world upside down. We were inches from the streets, you changed everything." David realized then, in saving them, he'd saved himself. The isolated tycoon had unearthed true riches in shared lives, in opening his heart. Compassion wasn't a weakness, it was the ultimate strength. If this tale of serendipitous rescue, blooming romance, and the magic of second chances has warmed your soul, dive deeper into the world of heartfelt narratives on Midnight Tales. Hit that like button if unexpected heroes inspire you, share with friends who need a reminder of kindness's power, and subscribe for more captivating stories that prove one moment can rewrite destinies. Your support fuels Midnight Tales to keep illuminating the beauty in human connections, because in the midnight hour, tales of hope shine brightest. Together, let's celebrate how opening our doors can open our hearts forever.